What is the outlook for the fleet truck market? Tim Ronan, Manheim's National Heavy Truck and Equipment Manager, has a few things to say about that.
Very much so. Very much so. I know our quantity offered at our sales is increasing. We had a sale in Fort Wayne, Indiana just today that we've been running between 2 to 250 pieces. We were up over 300 today. So the quantity offered, there's starting to be some more units available for sale. And at the same time, our sales percentage is remaining strong, and we're looking forward to the continued growth to see where this takes us through the rest of the year. One of the things that we also do is we work with a lot of lease companies, and they call us ahead of time saying, hey, get the crystal ball out. I have some units coming off lease third quarter, fourth quarter of 2011, or even into the first quarter of 2012. Where do you see the valuations on those? Well, we kind of compare like units, like age, what's selling now with what's selling began, and it's a lot of speculation, but that's what we're doing. And those calls that had diminished through 2009 through 2010 are now picking up again, and I'm starting to get a lot of those calls saying, hey, if we remarket, what kind of dollars can we expect to get on our return? So very, very favorable outlook is what we're seeing through the third and fourth quarters of 2011. Companies are definitely replacing vehicles now. Some numbers I've seen at the manufacturer's level would suggest that if the current build rate would continue for the rest of 2011, which it's not going to, but if you extrapolated out the build rate that's going on now, they'd produce probably 300,000 new trucks this year. And that's good. That's here it comes. And as a remarketer, you know, we have to pay attention to what's going on in the new industry with the going green and the different emission standards and different models as manufacturers change their model numbers to see what kind of value that's going to have. Like when International went from 4700s to 4300s on the box trucks or on their medium duty units, as in that model year that it changed, as those were a few years old, a little bit of age difference there. That older model, which was viewed as discontinued, which it was a drastic difference to the newer model. So we have to value in or factor in things like that when we determine values when people call us and would like to know what we expect it to bring through sale. Third and fourth quarter of 11 is going to start the tide again. I think there'll be controlled growth. I don't think the decisions that come into purchasing are going to be evaluated a little more carefully, and I think that going into 2012, it will build steam gradually and in a controlled process. So instead of the high peaks and valleys, I think we can, sooner or later, truck remarketing is cyclical. So instead of a high peak and a low valley, if we can kind of smooth it out, I think you'll see that, and I think 2012 is going to be a real nice increase for everybody.